Right, some bad news on the development front. One of the parts failed quality control. We know how to fix it, but it'll take some extra resource. It's on hold for now, but you can order the extra work from the laptop at any time.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to part 3 of the F1 2017 career mode series. Sorry for the long wait between episodes, but we're finally here. I've actually had this video edited and pretty much recorded waiting for it to go up. Just haven't rendered the video, but finally here it is for part 3. We're going straight into qualifying. Practice, not much happened. I probably won't be recording practice anymore, simply because nothing really happens in practice. I just do my laps, trying to get the resource points, and that's about it. In qualifying, I felt pretty good. We're going out fairly early. We're just using the stock setup. I haven't actually found a proper setup for me to run with. Took a little while to find the button to disable the pit limiter. I haven't played this game in a while, but here we go on our first flying lap, and I just have to let you know that this car, it felt okay in qualifying. In practice, it felt terrible. It was just understeer after understeer through all the corners. I think it's something to do with the game, because it is a practice session, so there's less grip, but definitely it is understeery in practice. And here we go for one of our flying laps. We were up on time, but as you'll see right about now, we just lost fuel. We actually ran out of fuel, and that is qualifying finish for us. We were actually being like pretty consistent in trying to get into the top 15, so we were going there. Unfortunately, I didn't put on a spare set of super softs on, and that probably would have got us through to the next session, but here we go into the race. So I forgot to record the intro, but here we go for the 5 lights, and lights out, away we go. And we start P17 because a few drivers actually had some penalties, which was interesting. Verstappen, Alonso, Verstappen got a penalty and up the inside on Alonso. He goes. Hulkenberg now going down the inside. We almost lock up into the back of our teammate. We're back into P20. Magnussen and Grosjean side by side. Look at that, 3 wide into the second corner. We got past Alonso. He had to back out because there was no way he would have had a good exit with that carnage happening. Magnussen going slow because there's 2 cars. I believe that is a Red Bull and a Haas, it looks like. I cannot quite see from here. It looked like they were going side by side, and again they're still going side by side between these corners, which is interesting because especially on the first lap, everyone wants to be pretty much hammering each other, trying to get the positions. But Magnussen, terrible exit for him. We almost hit the rear of him, and that could have been our front wing damaged or even race over. Now Alonso catching up to us. Magnussen, good exit there. He's catching up to the car ahead, I believe is Hulkenberg. Alonso now is catching up to us, and we're actually starting to struggle to keep up with Magnussen. And I believe it's because we actually this engine is pretty much worn out. I was definitely hoping that the engine would blow up. I'm hoping that it blows up next race, because I actually want to see what happens. This engine is basically going to die. There's no way I could use it in another race. It is on its last legs. I could probably use it in practice and let it blow up there and then change it for qualifying in the race, but this engine's almost had it. It's been with us for the first 2 race weekends, and so it's starting to run out of legs and starting to run out of power as well. As you can see, Magnussen just pulling off. Alonso now catching up to us in the slipstream. There goes Alonso. He's looking slipstream once again. He's going down the inside. We're going to brake at the 150 meter board, but he's going to lunge on the brakes much later, and we're going to see a replay of that very shortly. But Alonso locking up into that corner to get the job done. Here we go on board with Alonso. Look at this, in our slipstream down the inside, 100 meter board. He brakes and locks up into the corner, but he gets the job done because there he goes for the position. And now further on, we actually come into the pits, locking up into the pit entry. Basically, I forgot to record, but we are doing a 2-stop this race. I thought we were going to start last, so it would be good if we did a 2-stop, putting super softs on. Doing a 2-stop for super softs, I believe it was. And no, that can't be right. No, it is right. Yeah, super softs. So I was hoping that it could be a good strategy for us. I wasn't sure in terms of what will happen, but actually finding out that P17 was our position. And there we go. Just to quickly talk about this Toro Rosso, the Daniel Kvyat, I believe it was, or Carlos Sainz, his engine actually blew up, and it was Carlos Sainz whose engine blew up, and we have a virtual safety car now. and so that is an extra position for us. Alonso ahead of us, and so we're on our super softs. The next one will be the soft tyres for us, as some of the other cars have gone on to the softs now. So I believe the pit strategy wasn't a great call, especially for the super softs and the two pit stop strategy. I believe I should have stayed on one, but I wasn't just sure if I could actually keep this Honda engine powerful enough in it. So I thought that the grip and the better tires would help, but unfortunately it didn't. As you can see, we're still behind Alonso, and now we're coming in on lap 9 for our last pit stop. We're going on to the soft tires now. Good pit stop. We're still in last place. Carlos Sainz is still behind us because he's out of the race, but that was a good pit stop by the boys. As you can see on the mini-map, the cars are going through Sector 3 now. They're coming up to Sector 3, finishing Sector 2. And so we're pretty much in no man's land. Alonso is going to be well ahead of us. Palmer is ahead, or behind Alonso now. So Palmer's in front of us somewhere. I believe they're going into Sector 2, finishing Sector 3. Lap 12 now. And as you can see, I just jumped laps because nothing happened. I was by myself, nothing was happening, but lap 12 and the race leaders finally decided to catch up to us, and that is Kimi Räikkönen behind us. He is leading the race, and I believe that might be Sebastian Vettel behind him or Lewis Hamilton, but I have to now give him the space because blue flag. So because of that oversteer into that corner, I decided to pull off. It was going to be a safe spot to pull off, and there goes Kimi Räikkönen, and we are now a lap down on the rest of the field. Blue flags once again, and I believe this will be for Sebastian Vettel, who's behind us. Yes, no, it doesn't look like Vettel. I cannot quite see. I think that's Lewis Hamilton. Yes, it's Hamilton behind us, so we're going to let Hamilton through. He actually took he actually took his time to get past us. I'm not sure why he took forever to overtake us, but definitely interesting why I was slowing down and he wasn't even there. But now on lap 13, and that is the race done. Kimi Räikkönen wins the race. As you can see, look at our engine. It is almost dead for the internal combustion engine, and the other parts are starting to die soon, but hopefully we can actually be pretty competitive in the next race, maybe if the engine doesn't blow up, or the race after that, which I believe will be Russia? I think, no, Spain. Next race will be Russia, and then we'll go to Spain. So hopefully the Spanish Grand Prix we're competitive, and then hopefully Monaco after that we can be competitive. But that is Kimi Räikkönen winning the race. The first time I believe we've seen a double Ferrari this season, as we saw in race 1. It was a very mixed podium. Race 2 was more back to normal, but definitely interesting. There's Daniel Ricciardo, finishes 5th, and Valtteri Bottas, I believe, 5th or 6th. But here we come onto the podium for our top 3. Lewis Hamilton 2nd, Sebastian Vettel 3rd, Kimi Räikkönen 1st.
They're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
So in terms of the actual race results and the championship results, I believe we're still ahead of our teammate, which is interesting. Even though we're failing the objectives set by the team, we're actually still ahead in points of our teammate, as we'll see here. Yes, we are. We're in P11 for points. Definitely didn't expect to be that high with the 8 points. But Kimi Räikkönen leads the driver's standings, and Scuderia Ferrari leads the constructor standings. And that will be the race, and I'll see you guys next time for probably a Halo video or Call of Duty video, or even an F1 Part 4 video. But until then, guys, I'll see you later.
We hope to see you then. Take care.